Sir Wirt.
PSA, short for Public Service Announcement, have been around for many decades, now dating its first use of the word going back to the 1930s. They are non-profit commercials that are designed to bring awareness to a situation that is an issue in society, whether it is drunk driving, drugs, child abuse, etc. Sometimes they'll use popular cartoon mascots to get kids' attention. Today's countdown will be the top 7 PSAs with cartoon characters. Been over 4 years since I last had a video talking about PSAs. Let's begin, and I hope you enjoy the video.
Global Patrol, please hold. Global Patrol, Tower, wrong number. Uh-oh.
Imagine living in the Stone Age, where there is no modern technology of any sort, yet cars somehow existed. Flintstones Kids is a spin-off series of the Flintstones. Apparently, they had a PSA for seatbelts.
Take it easy on that slate Freddy. Be careful.
You too, Dad. Don't forget to sing a song of seatbelt safety.
Huh? Oh, yeah. The seatbelt connected to the frame zone. The lap strap goes across the hip bone. The shoulder strap angles or the chest bone.
So hear the words of the law.
Those belts, those bones, those seatbelts.
For safety's sake, wear seatbelts.
I'll properly wear seatbelts and heed the words of the law.
Sometimes kids have to remind grown-ups. Yabba dabba.
What's funny about that last part, where they say kids should remind adults to wear seatbelts, is something I can relate to because I have reminded a couple of family members before to put on their seatbelts.
Global Patrol, please hold. Global Patrol, Tower, wrong number. Uh-oh.
Batman and Robin are often fighting crime at night. But since when does Batman pay Robin and Batgirl? There was a PSA about equal pay for men and women starring Batgirl based off the 1966 Batman live-action TV series.
A ticking bomb means trouble for Batman and Robin.
Holy, breaking and entering! It's Batgirl!
Quick, Batgirl. Untie us before it's too late.
It's already too late. I've worked for you a long time, and I'm paid less than Robin. Same job, same employer means equal pay for men and women.
No time for jokes, Batgirl.
Bruh!
It's no joke. It's the federal equal pay law.
Holy act of Congress!
If you're not getting equal pay, contact the Wage and Hour Division, U.S. Department of Labor.
Considering today's standards and practices, this commercial would be considered offensive now and aged poorly due to the fact that they do have jobs now where women can make more than men, meaning the gender gap pay is now a thing of the past.
Global Patrol, please hold. Global Patrol, Tower, wrong number. Uh-oh.
Peanuts is an IP that's been protected for many decades and has entertained everyone around the world, whether it was graphic novels or visual media. Though I always found it interesting when they used cartoon characters for propaganda.
Look, the Statue of Liberty. I don't feel so good.
Where does it hurt?
All over. I need lots of fixing.
That's going to be expensive.
If we ask people to help, they will. Everyone loves me. To help, send your contributions to The Lady, Box 1986, New York, or call 1-800-THE-LADY. It would make me feel a lot better. Keep the torch lit!
I love her.
This is the first I heard that our tax dollars is what keeps the Statue of Liberty up and running. I thought the government had us pay taxes already to keep stuff like this on. Seems kinda sus.
Global Patrol, please hold. Global Patrol, Tower, wrong number. Uh-oh.
What is funny, for many years, I thought this PSA was something I dreamt. But yes, it is indubitably real. This Avatar PSA came out around early or mid 2008. Basically, it's about Aang and the gang teaching us about pool safety.
As the Avatar, Aang must learn to respect each of the elements. And as a kid, you must learn how to be safe around them. Playing in the water can be lots of fun, but it can also be very dangerous. That's why when you go swimming, One adult should always be supervising, watching you at all times. Even if you think you're more grown up than they are.
What? This safety message is brought to you by Safe Kids USA and Johnson & Johnson.
What makes this funny is the fact that Iroh is playing along with it. At what time in the series could this have taken place? It makes no sense. I didn't know farting in the pool was a part of water safety. Then again, ripping is dangerous for the human nose and face.
Robo Patrol, please hold. Robo Patrol, Tower, wrong number. Uh-oh.
Now, I rarely see adult cartoons do PSAs. Not unheard of, but unusual nonetheless. They did 2 on cancer, but decided to choose this one so the video doesn't go on for too long.
All right, I have some bad news, everybody. We have run out of sports to talk about. What about cricket? Or women's tennis? Like I said, we've run out of sports.
Bruh!
Ivan, how about if we talk about cancer and how to prevent it? That might be fun and educational with the behavior modification and the no-nos. Hey, what is this? Some sort of a public service announcement? Oh, it is. Cancer is the one perp I could never tase.
Well, I try to stay away from secondhand smoke.
Yeah, perhaps if I did not smoke, I would not have gone down in the 3rd round of Dancing with the Stars.
I give myself a daily breast exam.
I wear sunblock so I don't get carcinomas.
Skin cancer is preventable if you see your dermatologist regularly. I maintain a healthy diet by never eating anything sold at my convenience store.
I quit chewing tobacco so I don't lose my handsomest feature, my slack jaw.
Disco Stew got a probe up the wazoo and stopped his colon cancer at stage number 2. We are forgetting one thing. Can cancer be caused by overconsumption of frosty, glacier-brewed, beechwood-aged, thirst-drenching beer? Yeah, I bet if we gave up drinking, we'd all live longer.
All right, this PSA is over. It's also not good to make your own guns.
The Simpsons doing a PSA is the last thing I expected. Pretty funny one, too. It surprises me that adult cartoons would even have PSAs. I wonder if other adult anime series had done PSAs.
Robo Patrol, please hold. Robo Patrol, Tower, wrong number. Uh-oh.
Check out Super Mario, portrayed by the late Lou Albino.
You're gonna turn into a Goomba!
Telling about how drugs can affect your way of life.
I'm Captain Lou Albano talking to you about drugs. Kids, don't be afraid to say no. Anyone that asks you to use drugs is not your friend. Drugs can and will kill. Remember, don't be afraid to turn to your priest, your rabbi, your minister, your moms, your dads, your teachers, because drugs can kill. And if you do drugs, you go to hell before you die. Please.
Something just seems wholesome about this PSA. Him mentioning stuff about how to stop taking drugs and seeking help is something not just what kids need, but adults could use as advice as well. It is sweet, simple, and to the point. Taking drugs will take you to a bad place. Also basically saying that you are already in hell before you die while taking drugs. Dang, that's brutal.
Robo Patrol, please hold. Robo Patrol, Tower, wrong number. Uh-oh.
I'm going to bend the rules a bit, but in this entry, it will be about cartoon characters talking about child molestation, which happens a lot of the time. These 3 TV shows went on that subject, which I never thought would have ever happened. He-Man and friends give their own 2 cents on this subject.
Shira and I want to talk to you about something that's very personal. Your body.
Remember, it's your body and no one should touch you in a way that you feel is wrong.
I'll get anybody who tries it.
It's not that easy, Orko. It's hard for a young person to admit that he or she has been touched in a bad way.
If you've been touched that way, don't be ashamed. Tell someone you trust, like your parents, your doctor, your teacher, or counselor, or your minister or rabbi.
Right, Orko?
Right on!
Our favorite blue blur.
Kids, there's nothing more cool than being hugged by someone you like. But if someone tries to touch you in a place or in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable, that's no good. It's your body. No one has the right to touch you if you don't want them to. So what do? First, you say no. Then, you get out of there. Most important, you gotta tell someone you trust. Like your parents, your teacher, a police officer.
This is not a cartoon, but he is technically based off a cartoon. But Pooh has something to say.
But I think we should tell our friends that danger doesn't always come from strangers. It can be from someone you know.
Oh, Piglet, you're right. People you see every day might want to touch you. And sometimes that's dangerous.
Oh, what do you mean, Pooh?
Well, there are certain private places on your body that nobody is supposed to touch except you. Your bathing suit covers your private parts. Sometimes your parents might touch them if they're dressing you or bathing you, or the doctor has to touch them when he's examining you. That's okay touching.
Oh, but is there touching that's not okay, Pooh?
Oh, yes, Piglet. And that's the kind of touching that gives you a funny feeling inside. It feels wrong because other people shouldn't touch your private parts.
I don't know. I get this lesson is very, very important. But something feels so real about it coming out of the tongues of cartoon characters. It's not a bad thing or unheard of, but just unusual. I wonder how many kids ask their parents about what these PSA-like segments are talking about.
Whoa, Patrol, please hold. Whoa, Patrol, we wrong number. Uh-oh.
We live in a time where there is a lot of brokenness and sadness in this world. I miss it when people would make PSAs, whether it was to educate or shed light on something that is a problem in our modern society. I feel like PSAs can be for anyone. It makes the world a better place where people care for the well-being of this beautiful world. We shouldn't take it for granted. With that being said, cue the outro.
Every night my head hits the pillow. I'm trying to go to sleep, but I'm thinking of my yellow. Imaginary scenes are replacing all my dreams. Every time I say your name, it's an echo. Hello. Start the engine, you're the key to my car. You're the light of my life when I needed a spark.